Hi everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for coming this morning. I'm excited to introduce Celeste and Tiffany on. They're rising juniors at Lexington High School.
Hi, my name is Celeste. Good morning. There'll be two parts to this program. I'll be playing the first part and then Tiffany will be playing the second part. I'll explain the background and highlight what to listen out for when listening so you can better appreciate the music. This will be a more interactive and intimate session, so if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand and ask. Hello, I'm Tiffany. I'll be playing these songs for you. My first piece, 1 Opus 20. But first, a quick story about Samuel Barber, the composer. When he was young, his mother really had dreams of him becoming an athlete. So he went along with it until he just couldn't anymore. And so one day he wrote her a very romantic letter saying, I quote, I was meant to be a composer. Don't ask me to play football, please. So that's Samuel Barber to you. Back to the piece, Excursions. It's a very contemporary piece. It was written in the late 20th century. It's a really fun piece. It was inspired by American folk music, like the jazz and the blues. So it has a really improvised and rhythmic feel. And one thing that makes it very American is the use of some notes in the blues scale, which sounds like this. The blues scale is used a lot in jazz music, so that's one thing that sets this piece apart from European music, which uses a lot of the minor and major scales. Another thing that gives this song a very interesting feel is the interesting rhythms, like the syncopation, which is basically just where accents fall in unexpected places. It gives it a very off-balance feel. That's also very common in jazz and the blues. Another thing I like about this piece is the bass line. The bass, or the left hand, plays the same line over and over again, and that's called an ostinato. So the ostinato sounds like this. And it makes the piece sound very percussive. Also, there are parts where where both hands are playing the same thing at once, and that's called, or playing two rhythms at once, and that's called a polyrhythm. And see if you can hear that as I play.
It looks hard to play.
It's one of my most difficult pieces, but it's really fun. My next piece is Nocturne, Opus 72, number 1 by Chopin. He's one of the greatest romantic composers. This is actually one of his earliest pieces when he was still a music student. And he never actually wanted to publish this piece because he didn't think it was good enough. But now, believe it or not, this is one of his most famous nocturnes. Like a lot of his other pieces, this piece has a lot of wide intervals between notes because he really liked to write these wide intervals. A very common myth is that he had very long fingers, and that's why he wanted to write such wide intervals. But actually, that's not true. He just liked the wide intervals. You can see it in my left hand as I play. It'll keep on moving around to reach all of these intervals. So I hope you like this piece. This is one of my favorite pieces. Prelude number 6 in D minor. It has a really flowy feel because the right hand is playing a constant stream of fast notes, and the fast notes come in 3 notes per beat, which is called a triplet. It sounds like this. And the left hand is playing a steady bass line, just quarter notes. So see if you can hear the contrast between these two, the right hand and the left hand as they play. This is Bach's Prelude number 6 in D minor. Another one of my favorite pieces, Waltz, Opus 64, number 2 by Chopin. It's called a waltz because the left hand has a 3-beat rhythm that people waltz to. But this waltz wasn't meant to be danced to, it was just meant to be listened to. As you listen to it, you'll hear a sense of melancholy, which is like sad. Because at the very beginning, it already sounds sad because you'll hear a dissonant clash between 2 notes that are a half step apart. It sounds like this. So that's already very sad. And this piece has 3 main sections. The first section, it sounds like a column response or like a conversation. The long notes feel like someone asking a sad question, and then the more joyful reply sounds like the friend trying to cheer them up, like this. And the second section sounds like water cascading down a waterfall. And the right hand plays a pattern of 6 notes, and then it just repeats just lower each time, like this. And then it repeats lower. I like this section because it ends with a little surprise. Because normally, music, when it climbs higher, it gets louder or crescendos. But in this piece, when it climbs higher, it decrescendos or it gets quieter. So it sounds like, for me, it sounds like the melody's drifting off into the sky, which I think is really cute. Yeah, I hope you like it. The third section of the piece, it switches to more from a melancholic sad mood to a more hopeful mood because it shifts from a minor key to a major key. And minor key sounds sad, and the major key makes it sound more hopeful and happy. I hope you like this piece. Is Bach's Prelude number 2 in C minor. It's a Baroque era piece. And this piece has a really flowy, like fast feel because both hands are playing the same thing or playing at the same time for most of the piece. The melody is really fast, but then in the middle, there's like a turning point, which is like the calm before the storm. And then the storm hits as a fast 8-note pattern, which just repeats over and over again. This piece also ends in a little surprise called Piccadilly Third. The Piccadilly Third is like a musical plot twist where the entire piece is in a minor key, which means it's really sad, the entire piece. But the final chord, the final note, is a happy major chord. So it's like the sun comes up at the very end. So I like this piece. I hope you guys enjoy it too. I'll be playing the corresponding fugue to this prelude, Fugue number 2 in C minor. Listen to the main melody that'll keep on coming back. It sounds like this. And just like the prelude, this fugue also ends with the musical plot twist, the Piccadilly Third. Bach loved to write these. He wrote these in a lot of his musics. So listen up for the last chord. I hope you like this piece. Our last piece for today is Rondo alla Turca by Mozart. It's a really famous piece, you might recognize it when I play it. The name Rondo alla Turca means rondo in the Turkish way, or Turkish march, because it was inspired by the Turkish military bands. Because back in Mozart's time, in the 1700s, he was living in Austria, in Europe. The Turkish Ottoman Empire was right next to where he lived. So the Turkish military bands were seen as very exotic. So in this piece, he's trying to mimic the Turkish bands, like in this part. This piece I find really cute because the sections repeat, but you can play the repeating sections in different ways each time you repeat it. You can play it jumpy, like staccato, or smoothly, like legato, or comically, or grandly. The structure where the main section comes back every single time after contrasting sections is called rondo form in musical terms, hence the name Rondo alla Turca. This is actually my favorite piano piece ever, so I hope you guys like it too. enjoyed this and hopefully learned some things from this. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to stay behind and talk to us. If not, have a good rest of your day. Thank you.